So we look at the definition of what is a geek. I pulled this up on Wikipedia. And there's several definitions that they have on here. A person who's interested in technology, which is us. A person who is devotion to something in a way that places him or her outside the mainstream, which is also us. Because if you think about it, within our culture, within our community, it's not looked upon in a great light to be smart, to be intellectual, to be into computers. And one of the reasons why we started Blacks in Technology is to kind of change that mindset. Kind of look at it as we all need to come together as a network, as a community, and look at technology as something that's an outlet. It's an opportunity for all of us. But I like the last definition. It says a more recent school of thought sees nerds as being a derogatory phrase, while geeks is simply a description. It's taken to be someone who is an enthusiast. So if you think about it, that can be anybody who's into sports. If you're into cars, like us, we're into computers. It's okay to be a geek, is the bottom line. This is my iPod music list. Probably not that much different from yours. I listen to Jay-Z, I listen to Lil Wayne. Some of them. All of them, but some of them. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is, this doesn't change who I am as a person, just because I'm into computers. And it doesn't have to change you as well. So it pays to be a geek, like I said before. These are some of the more famous geeks. Larry Ellison, CEO of Oracle, worth $25 billion. Bill Gates, worth $53 billion. Steve Jobs from Apple, worth $5.5 billion. These are some of the more recognizable geeks that you might see out there. But there's also these people. Farrah McLaughlin, she's the founder and CEO of Animus Solutions. Her last year's revenue exceeded over $1 million. You got Lisa Jones, CEO of iNet. Her revenues exceeded 300,000 last year, expected to exceed 1 million. And then you've got Amos Winbush. He had a 2009 revenues of $2 million, and this year is expected to exceed $4 million. So it pays to be a geek. If you dedicate yourself and you actually learn the technology and things like that, you can be where these people are. These people are also entrepreneurs, African American entrepreneurs, which is great. And I have a saying that I kind of came up with, and it's the saying that goes, an opportunity is only as good as the person who can take advantage of it. And what that means is, you can be presented with a lot of opportunities, but unless you know how to take advantage of that opportunity, the opportunity doesn't mean as much. So, say for instance, if you have two people sitting, standing in front of a maze, they have to get to that maze, and one of the people actually knows how to read a map. There's a map on each entrance, and one of the people actually knows how to read a map, and that other person doesn't know. The opportunity for them to be able to get through that maze is in front of them. But only one person knows how to read a map, so only that one person is going to be able to navigate through that maze. I think that's where organizations such as Blacks in Technology, such as BMI, such as BDPA comes into play, because we prepare, or what we are trying to do is prepare African Americans to be able to take advantage of these opportunities that are presented to us. IT is an opportunity. That's how I see it. It's my opportunity to be able to take care of my family, provide me with a job, be able to make some money. So I feel that as long as we are able to take advantage of these opportunities, then we're all in good shape. But we have to learn how to take advantage. So I want to talk about how did I get here. Again, I've been in IT for about 9 years, systems and network administrator. One of the things that I've ran across is a lot of people are not knowledgeable on how to go up the ladder in IT. How do you get there? How did you get started? So I want to take a little time to talk about how I got started. Maybe it can help everyone here. If you're not already in IT or if you're looking to get into IT, how you can get started. Hang with the geeks. It's one of the first things that I did. And when I say geeks, I mean just somebody who's an enthusiast, who's passionate about what they do. If they're passionate, if you want to learn about computers or IT, hang with the people that are in IT. Try to learn from them. Because that's exactly what I did. I leached information everywhere I could. There's some user groups that are located here in Cincinnati. You've got BDPA. You've got user groups such as the Cincinnati Linux user group. You've got Cincy 2600, which is more of a hackers group, but they teach about network security, things like that, application security. So there's some outlets here in Cincinnati. So if you can, go and hang with the geeks. Organizations that I mentioned, Blacks in Technology, blacksintechnology.net. You've got BDPA, which is bdpa.org, and you've got Blacks Gone Geek, which is another online community, which is blacksgonegeek.org. So become a part of these organizations. They have a lot of useful resources, a lot of useful information that everybody can benefit from. Get a computer, break it, and fix it. It's one of the first things I did. You can get computers on Craigslist for $50. On eBay for probably even less than that. If you want to learn about computers, you want to get into IT, nothing beats hands-on experience at all. You can read books, which is fine, to get the theory behind it, but you have to apply that theory somehow. And the best way to do it is get a computer, break it and fix it, pull out the memory stick, and see what happens when you try to boot it up. Delete some critical system files and see what happens when you try to reboot the computer. Learn the basics to move on to bigger things. I feel that without a good base knowledge, you're never going to understand the more complex issues out there. So what I suggest to everybody is learn some of the basics. Learn hardware and operating systems. A+ certification is a great certification to start off with because it teaches you about the hardware, it teaches you about the OS, and it teaches you how each one of them interact with each other. So if you can, if you want to start there, you can always self-study for A+ certification. That's one of the first certifications that I actually received. I then went on and got my Network Plus, which is a good certification for anyone who wants to get into networking, network security. It teaches you about the basics of networking. Learn TCP/IP. For those who don't know what TCP/IP is, it's Transmission Control Protocol and Internet Protocol. That's the building blocks and the fundamentals of networking itself. If you ever wonder how, whenever you click on a website, how that page comes down to your computer, that's TCP/IP behind the background, making sure that that page gets to your computer. It's the building blocks behind the internet. So if you want to get into networking, you definitely have to learn TCP/IP. Find out what part of IT you want to focus on and bust your butt to learn it. There's a lot of different categories and different departments of IT. You've got storage administrators, you've got project managers, you've got systems administrators, you've got security admins. Find out what part of IT you want to start with and learn it. There's different online resources, like I said, BDPA, Blacks in Technology, Blacks Gone Geek are great resources. Read books on current technologies. I use dummy books. I mean, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but dummy books are great. They're not for dummies, actually. Well, they might be. But dummy books are great. I have a few of them. Certifications, like I talked about before, A+, Network Plus. I received my Linux Plus. If you want to get into more complex networking, you can actually get your CCNA. Microsoft certifications are great certifications for systems administrators. Get a job working as a technical support analyst. You can do volunteer work. There's churches, there's community centers all around that need people that are great at technology or good at technology. If you got family and friends, I know my family and my friends, they hit me up every time. Hey, you know, I got a virus. Can you help me out? I'm like, sure. When I first started, that was one of the ways that I learned to work on family and friends' computer. Tech support analyst. I was a tech support analyst.